The time for silence about suicide is over.
Suicide by subway. For decades, it was a quiet crisis. Then John O'Grady started talking and started saving lives.
We needed a new approach. We needed to break down that silence and open it up a discussion, and we're really glad we did.
Why are you glad?
Well, the numbers have dropped by half this year, approximately, and once we started talking about it, we found there's a lot of other groups in society that can help us and have offered to help us.
It wasn't an easy decision to tackle suicide openly because of the fear it could trigger copycats. But to O'Grady, suicide by subway is a public act and takes a public toll.
There's all the TTC employees. It's not just the supervisors, it's the train operators, obviously. It's the track crew that have to be involved with the cleanup. It's the car house operators who have to clean the train afterwards, and everybody in between. So it just ripples out across the whole of society, and dozens or maybe hundreds of people are affected by every suicide that happens in the subway.
He's carrying a picture frame. And so he spends a lot of time staring at the picture frame.
The shift included going public with the human stories behind the statistics.
The train is incoming.
Like these captured on TTC cameras. For O'Grady, it was personal too.
We've all been touched. My family's been touched by suicide. I've seen what it does inside a family, and so it's really important just to remember. There's no stereotype. You know, these can be young kids that are having trouble at school, or maybe they're being bullied, or they could be grandmothers. They could be elderly people in wheelchairs and everybody in between. So,
why was it important for you to humanize these people and these statistics?
We can talk about the numbers. They're either going up or they're going down, but the numbers really don't motivate anybody to do anything. It's a human life, a person with a family, and something that could have been avoided and can be prevented in the future.
The strategy: be open, offer hope.
135A, go ahead.
And help. Employees are trained to intervene, and recently the TTC asked the public to step in too.
Ultimately, what do you want employees and down the road commuters to do when they see people in distress?
Talk to them. It's as simple as that. Just talk to them, ask them if they need something, do they need help, is there anything that we can do for them?
Yeah, I've seen that work really, really well in places like Singapore and China.
There is a tangible solution too: physical barriers. O'Grady launched a new feasibility study.
Platform edge doors seem to be the answer, but how far off are they?
It would be a very costly and very technically difficult project to do, to retrofit the subway. It can be done. It's been done elsewhere.
What does it come down to for you?
I think the community has to tell our politicians that this is a priority. It's more of a priority than building very fancy subway stations, say, or it's more of a priority than extending the line.
O'Grady just retired and says the conversation must continue.
You are a pioneer in this field. How do you feel about being the face of such an open conversation?
I'm quite proud of it. We're seeing other transit agencies are looking at what we're doing. The London Underground's developed a training program that's not dissimilar to ours. We helped Chicago set up their program, BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit in San Francisco. So other transit agencies are noticing. And
would you consider yourself a change maker?
I've been working on this project for 20 years, so it's slow change. But yeah, I think we have moved the needle here for the transit industry. And now I think the transit industry is coming around to saying, yeah, there is something we can do, and we should.
Joanna Rumiliotis, CBC News, Toronto.